Good morning, everybody. So it is Thursday morning, 7:21 a.m. I'm getting ready for work. Actually, I'm pretty much all ready for work. And I decided to start my weekend reading vlog on Thursday morning instead of Friday night this week so that you guys can watch me continue to read You Shouldn't Have Come Here. So I haven't gotten much reading done earlier this week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I kind of managed my free time very poorly this week because I've been pretty tired from having to get up so early all last week and the beginning of this week. So I kind of gave myself the grace of being kind of a couch potato and like just watching YouTube videos and falling asleep and not reading. But I'm ready to get back into You Shouldn't Have Come Here and Through the Fire. Because it's almost the end of the month and I have only completed one book this month. Like, I need to get it together. So I did read a little bit of You Shouldn't Have Come Here last night. I am now on page 122 and it's starting to pick up a little bit. We finally have the missing person element introduced, and that is something that is said in the first paragraph of the synopsis, so that's not a spoiler. The missing person element has just come in to play. I still think both of these are weirdos. I still cannot get over, what's his name, Calvin? I still cannot get over Calvin describing our main female character as an onion with layers. Like, somebody watched Shrek one too many times. Is he into like all the Shrek memes? And describing how onions are so versatile and they can take a dish to a whole new level. I'm like, dude, you need to calm down. You have known this woman for 3 days. And she's weird too. Don't even get me started on her. Anyway. So I do plan on reading this book on my lunch break today to optimize my reading time. I've been forgetting to bring my books and I've been forgetting to bring my Kindle to work when I go into office. Tuesday I forgot both of them. Yesterday I had to commute during my lunch break because I worked the first half of the day at my grandmother's house. Same thing on Monday. I had to commute from my dad's house to my house on my lunch break, so I didn't have time to read. But today, since I'm in office, I don't have to go anywhere. I'm going to read on my lunch break. Tomorrow, I'm working strictly from home. I'm going to read on my lunch break. So we're going to get a lot of reading done, hopefully, this weekend. I am warming up my car right now. It's 7:26 now. I usually leave my house for work at about 7:45. I'm not even going to try to get any reading done because it's so little time. I'm not going to really be able to get into the book. But yeah, I will check back in with you guys later. Hi guys, so it is around 7:30 right now, and I got home from work about an hour ago, had dinner. My husband made us salmon and potato and salad, and he got me some lemon pound cake, which was very, very nice. So I'm nice and full from dinner, and I am going to probably edit before I get any reading done. I'm pretty much done with editing my weekend reading vlog from last week. I just have to do a final watch through and then upload the video, so hopefully I won't be doing that for too long. And then I want to get back into You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Jeneva Rose. I am so loving this book. So I got to page 144 while I was on my lunch break. And we're finally getting to a part of the book where things are starting to fall into place. Not much action has happened, to be honest. There's not much that has happened in this book, but it's just the character interactions are starting to get a little bit more interesting because you're starting to realize that everybody is hiding something. Calvin is definitely hiding stuff. Grace's character is definitely hiding stuff, and there are some other characters involved that are also giving weird vibes, and I'm here for it. I am here for it. I'm here for the stupidity of it all, and it's just, I'm having a lot of fun with this book. So I did see the other day, I think I was looking on Audible for an audiobook, and I saw that Jeneva Rose has written a couple of other books, and depending on how this book ends, I'm probably going to, if this book ends and I still like it, I will probably pick up some more Geneva Rose. Yeah. So I will be editing, like I said, for probably like the next 45 minutes to an hour, and then I will get more into this. Can't remember if I said what page I was on, but I read about like 20 pages on my lunch break at work. So let me get to editing so that I can get to reading. Good morning, everybody. So it is Friday morning at about 8:20. I start work very soon, so this is going to be a very quick update. I can't remember if I read anything last night. I'm leaning towards no because I looked at my book and I'm on page 144, and I think that's where I left off yesterday when I did my check-in, but I'm not 100% sure. But still reading You Shouldn't Have Come Here. I did not get any of Through the Fire read last night because I spent way longer editing my video than I thought. I ended up taking out some clips that were unnecessary because y'all know I love to talk. And so yeah, I ended up editing for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that, and then we ended up going to bed. So today I plan on possibly reading during my lunch break, but since I'm working from home, I might do some chores on my lunch break and then read after I get off of work. Since I don't have a commute, I have like an extra like 45 minutes of possible reading time. So yeah, I'm not gonna film myself working at all because I don't really want to do that. I don't know if I'm even allowed to do that, so I don't want to even test the waters. But I will see you guys after I get off work. Okay, I just got off work not that long ago, and my husband and I are going to go to where we're going to the shoe store, and then dinner. Yeah, I'm bringing You Shouldn't Have Come Here with me in case I can get some reading done, but I probably won't be able to. I don't wear baseball caps because I'm not a baseball cap person. I don't know, this one looks funky. But my hair is a mess. I wore a bonnet while I worked for half the day. But anyway, I will catch up with you guys once I've gotten some reading done and once we get home. Good morning, Gracie. She's roasting. Yeah, you're roasting. Good morning, everybody. So it is Saturday morning at about 9 o'clock. I have a busy day today. Once I leave this house, I'm pretty much going to be running around all day. So let me get into how much reading I got done last night, which, by the way, wasn't that much because I ended up falling asleep. So last night I read to page 176 in You Shouldn't Have Come Here, and I'm still enjoying this book. This main character is an idiot. I don't understand her. Basically, it's inconvenient for her to leave, but she really should leave. She should figure out a way to leave and just cut her losses, because like there's all of these little things that have been said or that have been done or that she's reading into that keep on coming up, and she keeps on either pushing them away as if they're like, oh, well, maybe I'm reading too much into this, or maybe he's just like this because of X, Y, and Z, and maybe okay, that's okay for like the first 2 red flags, but girl, things have been weird from day one since you came to this place. Like, get out, leave. I don't know. But I do like the way that Jeneva Rose is building tension, because like I said, not much really has happened in this book. It's very mundane, but it's just like a lot of like unfortunate situations have happened where it's almost like the universe telling her to get the hell out of this place. And like I said, a lot of little things are said that's just like building your suspicion and building your tension, but you don't really know what's going on because nothing overtly terrible has happened. Nothing like overtly wild has happened. It's just you feel uncomfortable and not at ease around a lot of the characters that are in this town. And it's just not one character that's being weird. It's several people. So very interesting. But yeah, I'm reading that today. And then I also really need to, I kept on saying all week this week to myself that I was going to get into Through the Fire because, I only need to read 65 pages and I have not picked up Through the Fire at all this week. So I need to read my 65 pages of that book this weekend. So this weekend is going to be used because I think Monday is the last day of the month. My goal this weekend is to finish You Shouldn't Have Come Here, to finish Through the Fire, and to finish a third book. And to finish either a third book or be at least halfway through a third book, which that is a big ask of myself because I haven't really been reading a ton of pages in one day for the past couple of weeks. So we'll see. And it's also a big ask because of how much stuff I have to get done today. But yeah, so I am going to just get these bagels out of the oven, get the casserole out of the oven, get myself ready to start heading out for the day. So I'll check back in with you guys later. Okay guys, so groceries have been acquired. I went to Aldi and now I'm done. I'm on pause for right now. I've got to go home so that I can take a shower so that I can get my massage. And then I've got another appointment directly after that. And then I will try to see if I can make it to get my nails done. I'm leaning towards I probably won't be able to be quite honest. I've consigned myself to being not able to get my nails done because the way that traffic has been today on the freeways is probably not going to happen. So yeah, I'm going to do that and then I'll check back in with you guys later. I was contemplating finding an audiobook to listen to, but to be honest, I have been freaking jamming out in this car today. It's raining right now, but I wouldn't say the weather it was warm. I'll say that. It was warm. It was very cloudy, but it was warm before. And I don't know, I had my windows rolled down. I was singing to my heart's desire. I don't care if people watch me sing and dance in my car. It's my car. When I'm in my car, I'm basically in another dimension, in another universe, even if my windows are rolled down. If people look at me funny for dancing in my car, that's on them. So yeah, I was doing that, and I almost cried while I was singing Find Your Way Back by Beyonce from the Gift. I don't know, that song made me feel some emotions. It's when she says, "Wow, wow, child, look a lot like you." I'm like, oh my gosh, your babies. And not just your babies, but I was thinking about like my mom, and I'm like, girl, get it together. Okay, this is a fun song. Like, let's not cry in the club. But anyway, I will catch back in with you guys when I have some sort of update on something. I don't know. Okay, so it is like, 8:30, and I've probably been reading for an hour maybe now. I'm on page 212 of You Shouldn't Have Come Here. I actually don't even know how many pages this book is. This book is just over 300 page, or like 320-ish pages. So again, it's like really hard to give updates on this book because it's like nothing is happening, but like the vibe of things are definitely progressing. However, Grace's character is still a dummy. She's an idiot. She's dumb. And Calvin, I don't want to get into that because I don't want to get into spoiler territory. I'll just say that things are starting to emotionally, intentionally ramp up a little bit. So I'm enjoying this. I might end up making myself a coffee because I kind of want to stay up late. And I know every time I say I'm going to stay up late, I end up falling asleep at 9 o'clock, but we're going to try because like I said, this weekend, I really want to at least get this book read, maybe Through the Fire read, and then a third book at least started because I am so behind on reading this month, and Monday is the last day of the month. Speaking of Through the Fire, I'm going to give it another shot and read like 5% and see if I'm feeling it. Because to be quite honest, like part of the reason why I haven't really gotten any further in the book is because I don't really have like a huge interest in it. It's not bad. It's just like, I don't know, I'm not super engaged with it. But to that book's credit, I haven't read it since last Saturday. So we'll see. But yeah, I am going to try to finish this book tonight. I'll give you guys. Okay guys, so it is now Sunday around noon, and my husband and I just got back from getting breakfast. We actually ended up going to Marshall's too because there was a Barnes and Noble by where we got breakfast, and they didn't open until 11, so we kind of like bided our time at Marshall's. The funniest thing is that I didn't even end up getting anything from Barnes and Noble. Nothing was really like speaking to me. I don't know, and I just went to the bookstore last week, so I wasn't really expecting to buy much of anything there anyway. So yeah, we just kind of browsed, but I did get some good stuff from Marshall's. So I did get some throw pillows for this chair because I was using my spare bed pillow last night because my back was hurting so bad. But I did get these throw pillows. I got these, which I thought were really, really like a really pretty color. And they've got this like lace detail on the side, and they were on clearance for $24, which when you think about it, $12 for a throw pillow of this quality is not bad. So I got 2 for $24. So I got that. And then we got car mounts for our phones, or car phone mounts, phone car mounts, whatever you want to call it. My husband got a pair of Crocs, and Gracie got a little bag of tortilla chips. There's little tortilla chips. I thought that my husband found this, and it's super cute. So that's what we got from Marshall's. Like I said, didn't get anything from Barnes & Noble. But now the plan for the day is I'm going to clean the house for about like an hour, hour and a half. My husband is gonna trim the dog's nails. He bought the thing where you strap the dog in and dangle them. So, and we have a Dremel for the dog's nails. So he's going to do that, and then he's going to give both the dogs a bath while I clean up the house, which that should be very interesting. So I'll check back in with you guys later once I actually can sit down and start reading. Hey guys, so it is a little bit after 4 o'clock, and I have finally finished You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Jeneva Rose. Earlier today, I was talking about how I thought that this book was going to be a 3-star read, and how, at the very least, I was even thinking of giving this book 4 stars, because I was really enjoying my reading experience. Yes, the main character was stupid. Yes, a lot of things that happened were very stupid, but I was here for the unseriousness of it all, the mess of it all. I was feeling it, right? These last 50 pages of this book absolutely made me disgusted. Not disgusted in the sense that something actually disgusting happened, or even like the main characters did something that was like irredeemable. It is just so disappointing that I am kind of like, I don't even like this book anymore. I think I'm going to give it 2 stars now. So I am going to try to talk about this book without spoiling it, and then I might even put a spoiler-filled section because I am that irritated with this book. So, non-spoiler recap. Basically, the last time I talked to you guys, I was talking about how nothing really has happened in this book. It's very mundane. There's just a lot of tension building. We're kind of introduced to a lot of possibilities of what could be going on at this ranch, what could be going on in this town, what could be going on with the Airbnb host. Like, there's lots of little seeds that get planted in your mind where you're suspicious of a lot of people. You're even kind of suspicious of the main female character because something about her is also a little bit off, right? And while I think that the main female character, is an idiot, I will say that at least her staying at that Airbnb for as long as she did makes sense with how this book ended. However, she's still an idiot, and she still should have left earlier. I feel like my biggest problem with this book is a problem that I have with a lot of thrillers. It is that the seeds that were planted and the red herrings that happened, if those would have been fleshed out, and if those would have been the actual mystery, and if those people who the finger was pointing at were actually the crazy people or the killers or whatever, that would have been a way more interesting story than what ended up happening. This book is so disappointing because of how much I enjoyed the beginning of it. So I think I will get into spoilers because it's really hard for me to really talk about how annoying this book is without spoiling parts of it. So this is going to be my spoiler filled section. I will have my hand up while I talk about spoilers, and then once my hand goes back down, I will no longer be talking about spoilers. Okay, spoilers. If you don't want to know about this book, leave now and then come back when my hand is down. So the big reveal is that Calvin did in fact kidnap this woman and has murdered other women, and that he definitely has some issues that he needs to resolve. And I was hoping that wouldn't actually be what happened, because I would have found it to be far more interesting for him to not be the murderer, but him to also be very flawed and very creepy still. It doesn't negate the fact that he's a creep. I would have kind of preferred if Charlotte was actually the person killing these women who were getting close to Calvin because she wanted to be with him, or even his brother or Betty, or maybe the whole town was conspiring against these women who were staying at his Airbnb because they wanted to protect him, because maybe they knew his mental state wasn't great. That to me would have been way more interesting than what ended up happening. I felt like the pace was so slow, and then the last 50 pages, everything happened, but nothing really happened at all. We find out that Calvin killed all these women. He kidnapped the one girl. Grace murders him, and then we find out that she's actually a murderer, and she goes on these vacations to murder people, and she has a whole family and stuff. I felt like that was so stupid. I felt like it was so stupid, and it was such an unnecessary twist that I rolled my eyes as I was reading it. I don't think that it was hinted at enough that that's what she was actually doing. Charlotte kept on talking about, oh, can't you see that there's something wrong with her? Can't you see that there's something wrong with her? But she didn't really do that much that really made me feel like there was any validity to that. Like, she was a fairly normal person. Yes, she was kind of cold. Yes, she was kind of frigid, but she didn't give killer vibes. Also, we're in her head. I hate it when this is the same issue I had with Never Lie by Frida McFadden. So we're in this character's head. They know that they're planning on killing these people, but she never thinks the entire time that she's staying at this Airbnb planning on killing people. She never has the thought in her head, hey, I can't wait to kill this guy. That would be great. I can't wait to kill these people. That would be great. We're in her head. She knows what she's planning on doing. How is that a twist? I don't know. Did not like the way that this book ended. However, it was fun. So I'm giving it a 2-star. Okay. Spoiler section is done. Okay, guys. Time to wrap up this week's reading vlog. So I just actually filmed the clips starting next week's reading vlog. It's currently Thursday, April 3rd right now, but I forgot to film an outro for the previous vlog. So in this vlog, I was able to finish one book. It was not what I wanted, but y'all saw I'm always busier than I anticipate. And to be quite honest, I've been doing a poor job of prioritizing things that I actually enjoy doing with my free time. I've been doing a lot of doom scrolling, not of political stuff or scary stuff, just watching a lot of shorts and watching a lot of YouTube videos that I really don't care about, but just to have something in the background. And I really need to get myself out of that because it's a trap. But I did end up finishing You Shouldn't Have Come Here. I actually don't remember what I rated this on Goodreads. I think I gave this a 2-star on Goodreads, I want to say. Maybe a 3-star. This was an enjoyable read. I don't know if my summary of this book and me talking about how I felt after finishing this book conveyed that I enjoyed it. I did enjoy my reading experience. I will say though that the last 50 pages of this book really dropped the star rating because it was so ridiculous. And I just, like I said before, after I finished this book, it was just a lot of the ideas that I had in my head were better than what ended up happening. And I had like created all of these because the book was not going in the direction that I thought it was. And so I got excited because I was like, ooh, well then maybe this is actually it, or this is actually it, or this is actually it. And it ended up pretty much being what I thought, but with like a stupid twist on the end. And I don't know, but I still will read Jeneva Rose. There's another book that she has. It's like something about marriage, or I can't remember what it's about specifically, but I saw it at Barnes & Noble the other day when we went, and, you know, I am not opposed to picking up another Jeneva Rose book in the future. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this vlog. Thank you if you finished the vlog. If not, thank you for watching until you stopped. And remember, guys, don't sweat the small stuff. Bye. I gotta go.